kitchen down the hall.
They have signs on the doors.
Signs on the doors that say bathrooms, and if you open them, you can tell. We have placed micro explosives in your cell phones. So, it's in your neighbor's interest for you to turn off your ringer on your cell phone. We will have a brief intermission, just enough to stretch the legs and do the most necessary things after the third act. So you don't have to get restless in the middle of it. Okay, now let me formally welcome you to the Farriers Theater. I, along with many of you, have enjoyed the productions that the Farriers have put on here for many years. Yeah, many of you have been in them and enjoyed them that way. For me, directing is a new experience, and it's been a wonderful experience. I've enjoyed working with the actors and actresses. I've enjoyed getting to know a Shakespeare play in a whole new light. It's been a wonderful experience. So I want to thank a few people before we start. I first want to thank my children, who were so disappointed at the thought of not doing a Shakespeare play this summer that I couldn't help but volunteer to do it. And I want to thank my wife, Lisa, who agreed with me in that spirit, even though she knew what it would demand this summer. So. I want to thank the actors and actresses who spent a lot of time working on the play. They were very good about getting their lines memorized early on, so we were able to do a lot of work with it, and I hope that comes out tonight. I want to thank, who knows, one other person. Oh, I want to thank, I know, all the people who, once I said I would direct, came forward to help. They couldn't direct. And top on the list, I don't know if she's out here right now, is Kathleen Goodrich. Are you there?
Right here.
Woohoo! Everybody associated with all these plays knows how much tremendous work and enthusiasm she brings to these productions. And tonight especially, the costumes, the glorious costumes you're going to see, came out forth from her inspiration and mostly her work, a lot of her work. So thank you, Kathleen. And then finally, I want to thank Richard and Kathy Farrier for beginning this series. 7 years ago on this stage, a short version of this play called The Forest of Arden was performed. It was really cute. I got to see it on videotape as I was getting into it. I watched the old one, see all the Lucy Farrier and Elizabeth Quackenbush when they're little munchkins. It was really well done, and from that time on, there's just been one magnificent production after another. Throughout that whole process, Richard and Kathy's generosity, dedication, their wit, and their love have inspired all the performers through in the siblings and the ones here tonight. We can never thank you enough. They've made it so that our kids feel like they'll die if they can't do a Shakespeare. we can never thank you enough for that. And we have a gift. This is a book that details the Stratford-on-Avon performances of As You Like It since World War II. I really enjoyed it.
Oh boy!
Thank you, Andrew.
And so now, confident in the work that we put into the play, in the genius of the bard, and most of all, in your love and generous goodwill for us, we hope that our play will be as you like it.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will, but pour 1,000 crowns. And, as thou sayest, charge my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother Jacques he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. But for my part, he stays me rustically at home. or, to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkept. For mark you, that the keeping of a gentleman of my birth, that differs not from the stalling of an ox. His horses are bed-bredder, for besides that they are fair with their feeding, they are taught their manage, and to that end riders dearly hired. But I, his brother, gain nothing under him but growth, the which his animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. And this nothing that he so plentifully gives me is something that nature gave me, his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me. And the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I helped you to mar that which God made. A poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed, and be not a while.
What? Shall I feed your hogs and eat husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, sir, very well. Here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
I! Better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows that you are my better, and that you are the firstborn. But that same tradition takes not away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us? I have as much of my father in me as you, albeit, I confess, your coming before me is near to his reverence.
What? Boy?
Come, elder brother. You are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois, and he is thrice a villain that said such a father begot villains. If thou were not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient. For your father's remembrance be at accord.
Let me go, I say!
I will not till I please. You shall listen. The spirit of my father grows strong within me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father left me. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, get you in, I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you, leave me!
I will no longer offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
His old dog, my reward. Most true, I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will physic your rightness and give no 1,000 crowns neither. Hola, Dennis!
Call to worship?
Was not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door and this was his access to you.
Call him in. It will be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good, Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There is no news, sir, but the old news. That is, the old duke is banished by his younger brother, the new duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him, whose revenues enrich the new duke, and so he gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her exile or died to stay behind her. She is at the court, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and never 2 ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and have many merry men with him. And there they live like the old Robin Hood of England, They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day. They fleet the time carelessly as they did in the golden world.
What, you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Married do I, sir, and I came to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother Orlando hath a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love, I would be loath to foil him, as I must for my own honor, if he come in. Therefore, out of my love to you, I came hither to acquaint you with all, that either you might bear well such impudence as he shall, brook such disgrace well as he shall surely run into. And it is a thing of his own will, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I shall most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have by underhand means attempted to dissuade him from it, but he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore, use thy discretion. I had as lief thou would break his neck as his finger. And now confess me, for if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself upon thee, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I tell thee, and almost with tears I speak it, there is not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him. But should I anatomize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale and wonder.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. And so God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now will I stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him. For my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved, and indeed, so much in the heart of the world, and especially of my own people, who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now will go about.
I show more mirth than I am mistress of. Would you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hast still been with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will. And when I break that oath, let me turn monster! Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will cut and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee, do, to make sport withal. But love no man in good earnest, nor no furthering sport neither than with safety of a pure blush thou mayest in honor come off again.
What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife Fortune from her wheel, that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful, blind woman doth most mistake in her gifts to women.
'Tis true, for though she makes fair, she scarce makes honest. And though she makes honest, she makes very ill-favoredly.
Now thou goest from Fortune's office to Nature's. Fortune reigns in gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No. When nature hath made a fair creature, may she not by fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath given us wit to flout at fortune, hath not fortune sent him his fool to cut off the argument?
Indeed, there is fortune too hard for nature, when fortune makes nature's natural, the cutter off of nature's wit.
Peradventure, this is not fortune's work, neither, but nature's, who perceiveth our natural wits too dull to reason of such goddesses, and hath sent in this natural to be our whetstone. For always the dullness of the fool is the whetstone of the wits. How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No! By mine honor. But I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that of fool?
Of a certain knight who swore by his honor that they were good pancakes, and that the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it, that the mustard was good and the pancakes were not. And yet was not the knight forsworn.
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge?
Ay, Mary, now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now, stroke your chins and swear by your beards that I am an knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, I were. But since you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight, swearing by his honor, for he never had any. Or if he did, he swore it away before ever he saw those pancakes or that mustard.
I prithee, who is it thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your father loves.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough! Speak no more of him. He'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
Nay, the more's the pity, that fools may not speak wisely what wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true. For since the little wit that fools have was silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes Monsieur LeBeau,
Mouth full of news.
which he will put on us as pigeons feed their young.
Then shall we be news cramped?
All the better. We shall be the more marketable. Bonjour, Monsieur LeBeau. What's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color, madam? How shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decree.
Well said. That was a trowel.
Nay, if I keep not my rank.
Thou losest thy old smell.
You amaze me, ladies. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of.
Yet tell us the manner of wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyship, you may see the end. For the best is yet to do. And here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
The beginning, that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons.
I could match his beginning with an old tale.
3 proper young men of excellent growth and presence.
With bills on their necks. Be it known unto all men by these presents.
The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles in a moment threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, that there was little hope of life in him. So he served the 2nd, and so the 3rd. Yonder they lie, the poor old man their father, making such pitiful dole over them, that all the beholders take his part with weeping.
Alas.
But what is the sport, monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
Thus men may grow wiser every day. This was the first that ever I heard that breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
For I had promised thee.
But is there any else longs to see this broken music in his sides? Is there yet another dotes upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must if you stay here, for here's the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder, sure they are coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Come on. If youth will not be entreated, his own peril upon his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, he is too young. Yet he looks successfully.
What, daughter? Cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege. So please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There's such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Monsieur LeBeau.
Do so. I'll not be by.
Monsieur the Challenger, the princess has called for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in, as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. If you saw yourself with your eyes, or knew yourself with your judgment, the fear of your adventure would counsel you to a more equal enterprise. We pray you, for your own sake, embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
No, I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. Rather, let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shame that was never gracious. If killed, one dead that is willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world no injury, for in it I have nothing. I but fill up a space, which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength I have, I would it were with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
Very well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you.
The heart's desires be with you.
Come, where is this young gallant who is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath in it a more modest working.
You shall try but one fall.
No, I warrant your grace, you shall not entreat him to a second, that have so mightily persuaded him from a first.
And you mean to mock me after? You should not have done so before, but turn thy ways.
Now Hercules be thy speed, young man.
I would I were invisible to catch the strong fellow by the leg.
Oh, excellent, young man.
I had a thunderbolt in my eye. I could tell who should down.
No more.
Yes, I beseech your grace. I am not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away. thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois.
I would that thou hadst told me of another father. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst have better pleased me with this deed, had thou descended from another house. But fare thee well. Thou art a gallant youth. I would thou hadst been son to some man else.
Why, my father, cuz, would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir of Frederick.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears and to entreaties ere he should thus have ventured.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promises in love, but justly, as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits of fortune that could give more but that our hand lacks it.